welcome back to my beginner series. This is Lost Bobbin, and between episodes I went ahead and finished the house so we could work on some details and some other adventures. Oh my gosh, look at my house. How cool! See, isn't that neat? So now it's got 2 stories and a pretty classic Minecraft roof line. Very, very cool. It's got glass in the windows. Oh, here's a little thing I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put that there. Yeah, that feels better. So next that we're gonna do is we're gonna work on the chimney. I like it. Okay, we are going to get out our bone meal. And we're going to bone meal, not right in the corner because there is a spreading effect, but we're going to bone meal right here. And we're going to bone meal right here. I'll be a little sad because I was hoping for some flowers. Oh, a flower. But with this fern guy, we can get a little plant going. Look at that. My next task is to make a chimney. For this, I want 4 trapdoors, 1 campfire, and a bit of cobblestone to make the exterior. Campfire, done. Okay, I'm now going to head up and we're going to make a very, very cool chimney. And we go to the top. Boop, 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 boop. And we are going to hit something because I forgot about my chimney when I placed these guys. That's okay. And okay, so we want to do 1 and 2. We're going to crouch to place the trapdoors, and the last one here is just so that you can place the trapdoors. We're going to remove it in a second. It actually doesn't matter. It's just doesn't. Not so nice. Boop. Okay, now uncrouch and close and or all the trapdoors except for this one, because we're going to stand on this one and we're going to try not to fall off it. There we go. And now we're going to break this piece of cobblestone and we are going to put a fire right there. And then we jump off onto our roof and we close the trapdoor, and now you've got a pretty cool little fire effect there. Like it's a chimney, it's all on and it's all cozy. Okay, the final thing that we're going to do on this build before we're done is we're going to make a little farm for our horsies and our donkey here. And then we'll go and do some other things. So I've placed a few flowers around, and I want to show you a neat trick with the bone meal again. So for small flowers like this, if you bone meal the actual flower, it'll multiply it across the ground. Big flowers, if you bone meal the flower, it will drop a whole flower. So we'll put a few more around back as well. One here, and then I'm going to bone meal this flower, and then I get a few more blue flowers around. Let's take a quick peek outside of the house, and you can see it is 2 stories. It has a little shelter for the animals, whether or not they want to actually go into it. It has some decoration. It has a very, very little house on the prairie vibe, which I think is kind of fun. But the idea here is that it's not terribly hard to build this, and by starting with the first basic house and then building off of it, it made it a little more approachable. So you didn't feel like you had to build everything from the very beginning or have the entire floor plan figured out the minute you started. I'm going to go ahead and explore the caves around spawn. What I'm looking for are some resources like coal and especially iron. With iron, I'm going to be able to make armor, because until I have armor, I'm pretty unprotected. So any mobs that hit me, it's very likely that I'll die. Before you go caving, you're going to want to make some torches. You make torches with sticks and coal. And as you go into the cave, you'll place the torch mainly so that you're going to be able to see where you're going, but also so that it lights up the cave. And with light, the evil mobs can't spawn, so it protects your back. And so then as you're going forward, you may have to fight some mobs, but then on the way back, there won't be any spawning behind you blocking your way out. A lot of people follow a rule where they'll put the torch on their right, so that as they're navigating the cave, when they want to leave, they just have to follow the torches on their left. If you're coordinated like this, more power to you. I can never remember. Another tip is to not put torches on the ground, because then water can wash it away, but I don't remember to do that either. Ow! Oh, iron! Oh, a baby zombie! Oh, baby zombies are the worst. They're just so fast and they... Oh! Ah, oh bother. Yep, I died. Alright, well, I'll just drop some stuff off here at the house and then head back up and get that iron. So I'm back from the initial caving session and I found a bit of iron ore. I got 17 pieces of raw iron, which I'm going to go ahead and put into the furnace and turn into iron ingots. Now with 17, I'm not going to be able to make a full suit of armor. You need 24 iron ingots to craft a full suit. But, you know, at this moment, I'm just going to have some daytime adventures, and I'd rather reserve my iron for things like maybe a pickaxe or a bucket. So in your game, feel free, make iron armor as soon as you can. But I'm just going to hold off and see if I can get some more iron before I use it for armor. But right now, I think we should go on an adventure. We should grab our map. We should make a boat. And we should go check out and see what is out there in the ocean. Making a boat takes a couple steps. You have to make planks and sticks. And using planks and sticks, you make a wooden shovel. Once you have the wooden shovel and some extra planks, you're going to unlock the boat, and then you just click on boat, and now we have an oak boat. Next, we need to get out our map. So let's pull the map out of the chest and put it into our inventory. When we look at the map, we can see our little icon in the lower left-hand corner, but we don't have to carry our map in the hotbar. We can carry it in our offhand, and then it stays in our window over there to the left even as we move around. Let's go this way. So take your boat and LT or left toggle click into the water, and then same button to click into the boat. Now I'm going to head over here and get this plant. This plant is called sugarcane, and it's critical for next level gaming. So once we get enchanting tables and books and villagers and all sorts of stuff for the future, but I can't help myself. If I see sugar cane, I just stop and grab it, and then I'm just going to go ahead and plant it here. It has to be planted directly next to water. It's not, but it doesn't need the dirt to be tilled like with the farmland. Okay, here we go. So we can see on our map that we are actually going we're going off the map, but maybe it'll curve around and we'll stay on the map okay. I'm just going to kind of look around here while we go and just look for resources that might be visible, like iron or the sugar cane or anything else that might pop up. Oh my goodness, that's a village. You have got to be kidding me. So we're always like super close to a village, and that's awesome. So we're going to go check out a village, and I'll share some tips and tricks about villages. We're getting closer to the village, and I think I see a place to kind of pull in and park our boat. Yep, okay. Oh, and you know what? We're also going to take a peek around here and look for some surface iron as well. So there's this cave, and I'm just going to like kind of peek into the cave and see if I can see any surface island before I head up to the... Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Look. Wait, hold on. Okay, so I'm going to run over here and I'm going to set my bed. Okay, this is very exciting. It's called a dungeon. Okay, so remember, we're placing our bed and we're going to set it so the respawn point is set. That way, if we die in this dungeon, we only just hop back to where the bed is. We don't go all the way to spawn. Okay, so and it's right below the village. This is really, really super exciting. Okay, so you're going to see some sort of mob come out of here. I don't know which one. You can see the cobblestone. Oh, there it is. You can see the dungeon cage. And then here come the zombies. We're going to lure them out so that you can see what's going on. And they're going to come in the daylight, so this is actually really easy. Usually you don't find dungeons on the surface like this. Usually it's when you're caving and everything's dark and terrible. And the little dungeon spawner will... it'll spawn, I think, 4 at a time, but it's really, really easy to stop it. Okay, so you're going to run in, you might take some damage, get a torch, and just place a torch. Okay, so now what you're going to have to do is kill the zombies, but no more zombies are going to spawn. So even with just the one torch, you're safe and you're fine. But we are going to place some other torches around. We don't want there to be any accidents with water or accidentally just knocking the torch off of the spawner. That'd be kind of a pain. But you can see this little room. This is called a dungeon. And in a second, we'll check out the chests. We're going to kind of light it up a little around here just so that nothing comes and bothers us. But what you can do with this thing is so cool. You set up what's called an XP farm, and you actually make this giant machine that spews out zombies, and they kind of are presented to you, and you kill them super easy, and it's part of the game. If you guys want me to show you how to do an XP farm, leave a comment below. Generally, I follow a guy named JCPlayz. He is the bomb. He is the best of all the Bedrock farms. So I recommend just using his stuff. But let's check out these chests and see what's in. Usually it's, okay. Ooh, a bucket. That's awesome. Now we don't have to make a bucket with our iron. And some redstone. That's for like the electrical and the machines and stuff. And then a saddle. That's fantastic. So we can now ride our horse and our donkey. Now I do a thing where I just whack open the chest with an axe. I don't bother unloading it. It's just a lot faster. Okay, so in here we got some, we got a name tag. That's exciting. And some bones for the bone meal. That's great. And then melon seeds, great. So when we go back to our farm, we'll plant the melon seeds, and that's great for trading with the villagers, but we can go through all that later too. So let's just break this, take all the loot, say goodbye, and we're gonna go check out the village, because right now this is on hold. I'm not gonna be sitting here making a zombie farm right now. I'm gonna go check out the village, kind of get it all sorted together, and then we could worry about that later. So we did great. We didn't die. We're back at our bed, and we're going to head up to the village. But before we go, we're going to grab a couple resources. So I'm going to make some room here, and with my shovel, I'm going to grab some dirt. I never enter a village without a couple spare blocks, and I also don't enter close to nighttime. And the reason is because the zombies like to kill the villagers, and the villagers are not terribly smart. So we just kind of get prepared. We check and make sure that we're gonna have enough time during the day, and if not, then we are gonna go to bed before entering the village. It's the next day, and here we are in the village, and what we're going to do is we're going to go in every single villager building and check out what's in there. So they have beds, so I'm going to go ahead and reset my spawn point, And then in every building, there may be a chest with different bits of loot or a profession table, such as a lectern or a stone cutter. These things I just go ahead and grab, especially if it's early game. That way I don't have to make it. And then a little bit later, once I've done collected a bunch of stuff, I'm going to lock up some of the villagers. This is a cartography table. And inside here is usually a map or some bread. So we'll go ahead and take it. And so first I'm going to go through and I'm going to gather all the useful things out of the village. And then I'm going to lock up the villagers. So talking about the villagers real quick, the ones that are in brown shirts don't have a profession. And then this guy with the green shirt, he is called a nitwit, and a nitwit can never have a profession. A nitwit can still be used for breeding, but is essentially useless to you. So there's no point to a nitwit. The brown ones just don't have a profession yet. And then each profession has its own little outfit. For example, this is a stonemason, and so they sell things like stone and bricks. And we're going to go ahead and take the clay, because that's kind of a cool decor item when you cook it up and make flower pots. We don't need to take the terracotta, but I want the stone cutter. And once I take it, the stonemason is no longer a stonemason. He becomes just a brown shirt guy. This building up in front of me, this is a library. This one has a special resource to talk about. So when you go in here, you're going to see a lectern and you're going to see bookshelves. Go ahead and collect all the bookshelves because you're going to need that next. And the lectern is sort of a nice to have. And here comes the librarian. Hi. I'm stealing all your bookshelves. Hey, let's go outside and I'll show you how the villagers work. So you're going to go up to them and you're going to maybe move the axe out of your hand so you don't hurt them. And you're going to left click onto them and you can see their user interface. This guy's selling Curse of Vanishing, which is a terrible book. Don't buy that. And you can't get to the lower ones until you unlock. But with the librarians and actually with all of the villagers, what you're going to do is you're going to break their profession table, and then you replace their profession table, and their profession doesn't change, so he's still going to be a librarian, but what he sells will change. And so then it's called rolling, like rolling dice. And so then let's go see what he sells now. And he's selling bookshelves, which is fine. That's fine. But you know, that's not what I'm here to do today in the village. I just want to secure the village and get all the best resources and then move on. At this point, I've gone through the whole village. I've taken what I wanted, and thankfully there's a bell in this village. Not every village has a bell, but what we're going to do is we're going to ring the bell. And this is basically like a village alarm, and it will cause the villagers to all run inside a house. And so then you want to watch where the villagers run to, and then you'll run to the house, crouch, and place my dirt. And because I'm crouched, the door doesn't open, and so I can place the dirt over the door, and that way they cannot escape. And so this protects the villagers from any zombies or skeletons or anything. And oh my gosh, I can't believe 3 just went in here. So I'm still crouched and they're locked in. And so now whenever I'm ready to create a village trading hall or, you know, start to deal with villagers later in the game, I know I have some secured. And then from here, as long as I have 2 villagers, I can breed for more. And breeding villagers is as simple as throwing bread at them or beets or carrots, and then they'll breed and you can make more villages. Thanks so much for joining me in these beginner episodes. If you really enjoy this style, please be sure to leave a comment and like and subscribe. It's really up to you guys whether I continue this series or not. It is a slow series, and I'd be very interested to what you'd like me to be showing you, what you'd like to learn about, and what level of detail that you'd like me to go in. But for now, that's it. Goodbye!